enums part 2. In this lesson, I will show you how to use enums in a different way than we used in the last lesson. In the last lesson, we covered basically constants and how to use them in a different way, and the basic way of using the enum without any variables or values, how to use enum with values, and how to do the same thing with classes. In this lesson I will show you something a little bit more cool, a different way of using enums with abstract that I don't think can be done in a regular class. So let's get to it. We will create a new enum and we will call it calc. What it will do is basically the plus minus calculations we already did, just to demonstrate how to use the syntax. Here we will create a public abstract int. The return type will be int, and we'll call it exec, short for execute. It will be a method without a body. It will get int x and int y in its argument, and you see all of these errors. Public, you will see more errors. Ignore them, as it is like that. It cannot be used. But what we will do is we will create two default values, let's say like plus and minus. Now we have another error. Let me show you why. Because Java wants us to implement that abstract class in each of our constants. Let's do add an implemented method, and it will add the unimplemented method. If we had like 10 methods, it will add all of them. Let's do it here too. Over add unimplemented methods, and also let's write where it ends, this one, and minus, and here it's end plus. And plus. So basically now when we will call plus through calc and then execute, we can access this method. I'll show you in a minute. Let's just implement them. X plus y, and here we will do x minus y. So this method does the plus and this method does minus with those two arguments. Looks strange, right? So basically this is a template method that needs to be implemented inside all of the constants. It looks very weird. Here it says it overrides it in each constant. It looks very weird. You haven't seen and you won't see a class that can do this. This can only be done with enums as far as I know. Let's show you how to use it in the main. So let's create an s.o, and inside of it let's call calc, and let's call plus, and let's call execute. Here it is. And let's give it 1 and 2. This should output 3. I also added a line here to separate the outputs from the last lesson. So let's see, we should have 3. As you can see, 3 after the line, after this line. So if I change this to minus, the result will be 1, because 1 minus 2 is probably minus 1. Yeah, minus 1. Which is correct. In algebra, 1 minus 2 equals minus 1. Correct. So what we have here is an enum that holds two different constants. One is called plus, one is called minus, and you have this abstract method, and we use it as a template for methods each constant must implement. So constants can hold values, they can hold no values, like here they hold no values, here they hold values, and here in calc they hold whole methods. Well, I've never used it in any project, to tell you the truth, but this is another feature that Java syntax has. Yeah, if you use it in your project and show it to a potential employer, they would probably be impressed that you can use Java in that kind of proficiency. I will try to include enums in my future projects that we will do in this course, so we can actually use this. But this is a very, very, very basic implementation of how to put whole method from a method template inside a constant, inside an enum. Yeah, very interesting. And that's all I wanted to show you in this lesson.